Welcome to the Oh Brother Podcast with hosts Dan and Mike Smith, brothers from the same mother with different opinions on movies, TV, video games, and more, plus celebrity interviews. Get ready, get set. It's time for the Oh Brother Podcast. Welcome back to the Oh Brother Podcast from your host, Dan Smith. Alongside me, as always, my brother from the same mother, Mike Smith.
Or else Dwarf on podcast. I'm trying to do the logo.
Yeah.
For, if anybody, I don't know if the video's even out, but...
Oh, I see what you're...
No strap. Yeah, say I'm trying to, point at your head, but I'm pointing really at the ceiling.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
So, July 7, 2022. It's probably going to be some other date when you get this episode of the
Who knows?
Oh Brother Podcast. So we're back. Lots to get into, but before we do that, you asked me, I'm wearing these new sunglasses that I got. It's like this is the Dana Carvey School of Podcasting.
He wears those?
He wears sunglasses while he's doing the podcast with Spade.
That's weird.
And I'm like, what's up, Carvey? What's with the sunglasses?
I thought theirs wasn't on video. What, did you see a clip?
No, they
of it?
put out little clips on social of the video.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if it's like I got with the lights here, if that's part of what he's.
It might be because for me, the lights are just blaring.
It is a little bit of a transition there to get into the But so, anyways, lots to talk about. Before we do, I just want to say, for those of you that are not currently following us, make sure that you do. And the easiest way to find all things Oh Brother is, of course, to go out to our official website, which is OHB as in brother podcast.com. You can also find us. We're pretty active on Instagram. So really go out to our Instagram page, which is at OHB Podcast.
One of us is anyway.
One of us is. Yeah,
I put something out today.
But our OHB Podcast Instagram is very active.
Right. Mine is like OH1247.
Nobody even knows
Mike
you exist.
Smith, Brother, something like that.
Too many words and numbers.
Yeah.
But and then make sure that you follow us on, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our videos out there. That would really help us out. You kind of get the word out about the show. We're on all podcast platforms. So, I mean, regardless of where you stream your podcast, where you listen, you can find us there. Drop us a review. That would be helpful if you do. I'm thinking maybe this is going to be our last podcast. Because you're being quite an a-hole over there.
No, I was.
You're like imitating me and mocking me.
No, I wasn't.
This
is your mental.
No, it's not.
It's time to call a counselor.
It's not,
because what I was doing was saying we've shifted a little bit. We're not the same podcast as we used to be anymore. We don't just cover movie reviews. In fact, we really don't do any movie reviews. So I was saying that's a little different. But
we did a movie review the last episode. Folks.
I know, but you jumped in when I was about to say something.
We're like 5 episodes deep. We're like 5 episodes deep into this iteration of the show. Most people are going to figure that out at this point.
Yeah, but how many videos have we done?
It doesn't matter if they've listened.
It does, because
it doesn't.
There's a different audience, perhaps.
But they know. Okay, folks. No, because the intro to the show tells people what it's about. So they've already, if they're hearing this banter right now, this wonderful banter, they already know we talk about video games and movies and streaming and just anything, right?
Yeah, but for people who just watch the video and skip that, I skip ahead
Folks,
of that crap.
If you ever wondered where the name of the podcast came from, it's this moment right here.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother. So there you go. All right. Again, never let me get through the intro to the show.
So damn long.
Do you want people to know how to find us?
Get to the show. Get to the show. Get to the first point.
Jesus. All right, I probably missed something along the way there, but anyways, follow us, subscribe, like, thumbs up, do all that fun stuff that'll really help us out. So before we get into the meat of the episode, I want to say that it's a sad day, and we're losing a prominent figure, and I just want to say that no one probably could have predicted today's headline would be that, of course, Boris Johnson has announced that he will resign as the UK Prime Minister.
The UK Trump.
Right.
He's now gone.
I know you must be upset about that.
Look what they did to my baby boy.
Can I take a liberty here real quick?
How can I
say
what
you think it's like in the army where you shoot them from a mile away? You got to get up real close and bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
Hey, what are you gonna do? Nice college boy, huh? They want to get mixed up in the family business? Huh? Now you want to gun down a police captain? Why? Because he slapped you in the face a little bit? Huh? What do you think this is, the army where you shoot them a mile away? You got to get up close like this, and bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit. Come here. Mwah.
Yeah, so really, in all seriousness, we're talking about,
look how they massacred my boy.
The passing of actor James Caan, who died today. And he was what, 81?
82.
82.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
Sonny
young.
Corleone for Elf, you can get out.
Right.
Brian's song. Whatever else you want to throw out there. But for us,
Misery.
Geez, yeah, Misery. Absolutely. But for us, it's forever going to be,
of course,
Sonny Corleone, and so, yeah, that's a sad news that came out earlier today. So rest in peace, James Caan. His son, of course, is an actor as well. Who is it? Stephen?
I don't know his son. I don't know his son.
She's
has he been in anything?
I think so. I should have looked that up. I think he's been in a series.
I don't.
And I'm actually going to check that now as we're. Let's see. James Caan, Scott Caan, yeah,
Scott.
Yeah, and Scott, wasn't he on like a Hawaii Five-0 reboot or something? And he was on the Hawaii Five-0 reboot. Yeah,
I bet I know which guy he is too. Just like
he was in Varsity Blues, Ocean's 11, Gone in 60 Seconds. Like he's got a pretty long resume. Yeah, you'd recognize him. He's very recognizable.
Caan was in one of the Oceans, right?
Recognize him?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So
wasn't James Caan in one of the Oceans?
I don't recall.
He played like a, I'm not sure.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about, but do you have any particular order in which you wanted to talk?
Well, the first thing I had on my list was Severance, because
Severance,
the season
not Succession,
ended.
but Severance.
No, Severance. The season ended, and I finished the season. And I wanted to get your final thoughts. For my money, there really isn't much better storytelling on TV than that show. That's how good I think it is.
Severance?
Yeah.
No, there is.
I mean, it's really good. It's not on a Saul level, Better Call Saul, but it's in the, it's right inching up there. You know what hurt it though? I thought I didn't like the finale that much.
Yeah. So can you very quickly provide a synopsis for anybody who hasn't seen? Yeah, you can. Remember we talked about the innies and the outies, just that kind of real quick sort of concept.
Yeah. Okay. So basically,
and it's Adam Scott, right?
Adam Scott, who's also in Loot, which we're going to talk about in a second. But Severance is basically somebody maybe has a trauma in their life. They get divorced, their wife dies, something happens, and they just kind of want to forget that. So they go to have this thing called severance, where they basically divide, they kind of insert something which they don't tell the people about, but they basically insert something which basically splits their mind. So they they're really two people now. They're one person that just goes to work all the time,
Mhm.
and then another person is out in the real world acting normal. But in the season 1, all we really saw was them working. We didn't see the outside person. A little bit we did. We got glimpses. And then the finale, it was like, here's everybody out there and what they're doing.
And you're fresh off of watching it, where I haven't seen it for a
Right.
while, so it's not as fresh in my mind. But
Great
yeah, it's
cast.
great cast. It's you Christopher Walken is in it. John Turturro is in it. Who else is in it that we know offhand? Is there any other?
Well, you said who
Those are
plays,
the biggest.
Who plays Helly? Her name's Brittle. I think that's her last name.
Okay.
At Brittle, I think, is her Instagram. And I sent her a note because I thought she was really good, and I just, of course, she responded right
let me know
away.
when you hear back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a good series. It's unique. It's a bit of a, it's
I
a
mean,
bit of a
tell me
mind twister.
something else similar to Severance.
Well, nothing that I can think offhand similar,
And when you get into,
but better. I can tell you that.
well, you're going to go with the other show on Apple TV, right?
Succession.
Yeah, Succession.
No. Succession. Sorry, Succession is on HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Severance is Apple TV,
But okay, so right now you're really high on Succession.
yeah. So Severance, we're both recommending Severance. We kind of
Yeah.
referenced it previously, but it's a thumbs up to check that series out if you haven't seen it. There's only about 8 episodes out for the first season.
9 episodes.
9 episodes. Okay, right.
And they've already greenlit it. They're already shooting, I think, the second season.
Yeah, produced by Ben Stiller. I think he directed the first episode, maybe.
He
or something?
directs the last 3 too.
Oh, okay.
I know
So
that.
the first and the last 3.
Last
okay.
3. Yeah.
But yeah, you were starting to say that I'm real high on. In fact, I'm about 15 minutes away from finishing all 3 seasons of Succession.
How do you not watch that 15 minutes?
It's just you gotta, at some point it's like 1 a.m. I gotta go to, I'm not like you.
I know, but
just
it's
stay up.
15 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
but
15
I need my
minutes.
undivided attention, and sometimes I'm just, I'm losing it. So
Yeah.
plus there's also like the anticipation of mourning the fact that it's over. I kind of don't
True.
want it to end, so.
But there's
that's part
another
of it, too.
season coming, right?
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
this other one just sort of wrapped up at the end of 2021, I think. So
I have to start that. I haven't even started.
it's the most enjoyable series right now that I'm watching. And I'm just heavily engrossed in it. The acting is phenomenal. The writing is great. The directing is great. The story, everything about it is fantastic. And again, I said this on the last episode, but it's a wonderful, it's a successful achievement of creating characters that are completely
hateable.
Yeah. Is that a word? Is hateable a word?
Yeah.
But they also find a way to make them sympathetic as well at times, and
right.
But it's, it's a series that it's all very believable. This is all sort of,
right.
And I'm sure there's very, closely paralleled storylines in real life that you could,
well,
that you could name.
when we get to the next show, I think that's also believable, as crazy as it is.
Right, but that's more tongue in cheek. It's more comedy, where this is just straight
kind of making
drama.
fun of it.
Although I will say, Succession, it's a heavy drama, but it does bring in some comedic elements, especially as you get into the second season, and then in the third, they find a way to make it light too. And bring in humor, and it's not an easy thing to do when the subject matter And again, the overall story is just very dark and dramatic. But Brian Cox, I said this before too, but man, it's just so enjoyable to watch him
He's
at his
always
craft. He's so good.
Yeah.
But when you see it, as you go through the 3 seasons so far, there's such an arc. And actually, most of the characters, they really go through, you know, this arc that's like, wow. I mean, I
Now,
got
I'm
to imagine
trying-
it's super enjoyable to be playing them from an actor's
Oh
standpoint.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm trying to decide because I'm on I'm on the end of a couple of shows. Ozark, there's 1 season left, and that's kind of jumps the shark every season. It gets to a certain point where they kind of, okay,
Mhm.
that's a little too far.
Well, but are those current seasons out right now, or are you caught up?
No, there's the final season is out now,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't even started it. So it's just 1 season left. So I
Mhm.
feel like I just got to get rid of that.
Yeah.
What's the other thing? We got Saul, which isn't on right now. They're on a break. That's coming back the end of the month, right? Yeah,
Is it?
July. Mhm.
Okay. All right.
So we'll finish that, which I think that's as good a show on TV.
Out of everything we'll talk about today, Succession. I'm just going to say it again. Go.
So
start
should
that
I
series.
say screw everything I'm watching?
I would.
and go to
But, it's
okay.
kind of unfair because I haven't started Ozark and some of those others. So,
Right.
but it's so good. Like I mean,
from what I've heard, the quality of it, I can probably come back to this other stuff.
the music too in the series is really, really fantastic.
Well, you say that Severance, the music is really different. It's like a piano, and it's just unusual.
Yeah, there's a really nice score in Succession as well. So, anyways, that I'm strongly recommending that you check that out.
Okay.
And then you had made a comment about it or referenced it, but we wanted to also talk about, because I got you finally to check out the first 4 episodes of Loot,
Right.
which is a brand new series on Apple TV.
On Friday nights, they drop a new episode.
Yeah, so that'll be the next episode will have been out by the time you get this episode of Oh Brother.
Oh, I know what it was. I don't mean to stop you, but Stranger Things. I'm at the end of
I haven't
Stranger
started that
Things.
yet, which I'm sure people just had a heart attack hearing that, but
Yeah,
I haven't.
See,
gotten
I'm
into
at the
Stranger
last
Things yet.
season, and what happens is spoilers get out there. This is a show that a lot of people
Now,
are watching.
is this the series finale? Like
This
will it be-
is
okay,
it.
This
There's
will
not going to
yeah.
be another season.
Well, they're all like 40 now. It's like you got to hurry up and wrap
True.
it up because
they were literally 11-year-old kids.
yeah, they're shooting up now.
and now they're like 18. It's
right.
right.
So Loot. So let's talk about Loot. So
Yeah.
Loot is Maya Rudolph really is the star. And also Michaela J. Rodriguez, I think, is
Mhm.
her co-star, who
Right.
is a transgender actress.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah, really phenomenal story. Very, very fascinating. If you just Google her and read
Mhm.
about her story, and it's really interesting, the whole how she sort of took a step back from her career to go through the transition process. It's just really wild, but she's phenomenal in this series as well.
Yeah, I really did
So
not
good.
like her character,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but I'm warming up to her,
Right.
as she
Yeah.
gets a little nicer.
It's right. It's another one where you hate the
Right.
character, and then all of a sudden you find yourself rooting for them.
Right.
And that's not an easy.
And Maya
turn to make.
Rudolph, who people know from SNL,
Yeah,
usually she does just comedy, and she does a lot of comedy in this.
she does.
But it's kind of like straight man comedy. It's really good.
And without giving anything away, I gotta say, because you've seen all the episodes, but episode 3,
Mhm.
she ends up on this show called Hot Wings or Hot Ones,
Oh yeah, that's a real show.
which is a legitimate show. Yeah.
yeah.
And this guy gets everybody to come on that show,
Yes.
like the
And
biggest names.
what do they do?
So they basically, he's interviewing them while they are eating a selection of wings that vary in degree of hotness. Basically,
They keep getting hotter.
they keep getting hotter. Right. Exactly.
And not only is it a hot wing, he puts like a hot sauce on it.
Yeah.
And the hot sauce goes from like mild to atomic.
It's insane.
And
It's
to
insane.
watch the people sweating profusely.
And again, without going into her performance in that scene, is just, that's Maya Rudolph's brilliance.
Because that's a YouTube show, right? I think
I
that's
think
a
it is
YouTube
YouTube. Yeah,
show.
it's a YouTube show.
So
right,
you could
right.
swear at everything. And she just
It's so good. It's so good.
Really, it is a funny scene.
But we gave the or I think I gave the synopsis of that show in the last episode. But so I don't know. We need to revisit that. But it again, highly recommended. So far, it's only 4 episodes, but
yeah, I'm curious.
we'll get the 5th one tomorrow.
Yeah, and the core, again, another core group, really unknowns other than Maya Rudolph.
Oh no, but no. Let me Ron Funches.
Right. What is he
is
from?
a stand-up comedian, and he'd been on Conan a lot. Conan really sort of helped, get him sort of out in the limelight a little bit more. Very funny. There's another character that's played by an Asian actor. I can't think of the character's name or the actor's name offhand, but they're all great. They're all really good.
Yeah, that's your core.
And there's another guy who right, he's an accountant.
Got divorced.
He's an accountant, and they're kind of commiserating with each other a little bit about their relationships and all of that.
But here's one of the good things about Loot. It's 30 minutes. It's a real quick watch. So it's a good series to jump into. It's not like you're going to be there all day. 30 minutes, boom, what's next?
Right.
So I like that about it,
Okay, so let's see. You were going to talk about Avatar 2?
Well, do you want to go there or stick with TV? Because you brought up The Office,
yeah,
which blew my mind.
Which was just to say, I mean, really quick mention, obviously, it really is just that I had seen maybe an episode of the American version of The Office, right? With John Krasinski and Steve Carell. And so, familiar. Of course, I knew it was a British series with Ricky Gervais, who we love. But I'd never gotten into it. So recently I was watching some of his stand-up and then was just like, I really want to kind of watch this. And my girlfriend has it on Blu-ray.
Right.
So we've seen 3 or 4 episodes now.
Does she have the whole box?
Yeah, she's seen it all, but I'm only like 4 episodes into it. And it's just,
another
it's what you would expect.
Another
very
quickie.
quick. Yeah. And this is the episodes, I'm sure, as you know, they all start out with sort of like Gervais and what's his writing partner, Stephen
Merchant.
Chapman?
Stephen
Merchant. Yeah, thank you.
Merchant.
Stephen Merchant. They're like talking about the episode, like sort of some of the behind the scenes and the making of. So I don't know if it's like a special set she has or whatever.
It is,
but it's weird that they start them. I'm like, this should be at the end of the episode, not the beginning.
That's
so
not.
It might just be an addition that she has, but
that's not what I have.
But I mean,
I watched the show when it was on the BBC Live. It was on BBC One.
And there's 6 seasons, right?
No, there's 2 seasons.
Oh, there's only 2 seasons.
6 shows.
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking. 6 shows, 2 seasons.
Yeah,
that's
one
crazy.
season. So this is what they do. They do 6 shows, half hour. Really quick, and then they do a special like retro show, like a look back, but it's real time. It's the characters taking a look back at their lives, and then it moves to season 2, And again, there's a bonus episode. It's like an
You know, in
office
case I get struck
special.
by, I don't know if you hear, in case I get struck
Yeah,
by
I
lightning,
did.
because we're
I
having
did.
another one
Wow.
of our, having another one of our fun
Thunderstorms.
summer nights here in Florida. Yeah, you know, the thing about The Office too is I love seeing Martin Freeman in there. Is just hilarious so far that what I've watched.
That was the first thing I saw him in.
And the kid that plays Gareth, you know, they're all great. They're all
And
just
then, you know, you wind
geniuses.
up. I remember when The Office came out here, and the first season was awful. It was just awful. Michael Carell wasn't obnoxious enough.
Steve Carell.
I'm sorry. Did I say Michael?
Yeah, Michael Carell.
Wow. About to see you blow away like Kansas.
Exactly. I know.
So the characters are great. And you know, you look at each character from the UK in the American Office has a matching character.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the Pam.
I picked up on that right away, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
But they don't live up to the UK version.
Yeah.
You know, so
well, I'll have to.
that
I'll
was a quick shout out there.
I'll have to finish it, and then I'll get into the American.
I think
version
you'll
at some
love it.
point.
Yeah.
All right, so moving into film for a second. You had a note.
Just a quick note
in the show
about
notes
Avatar.
Avatar 2. Okay.
James Caan. This made like a big thing on Twitter. This was, you know, trending for a while. He's ticked off at people. He doesn't want anybody complaining of the length of Avatar 2. He said, don't complain about the length. You know, that's why they have bathrooms.
Tell me about it.
And I'm like, okay, so you want us to, we can't hit pause in the movie theater and go you know, so we're going to
do we know how long it is already?
It's over 3 hours. It's I think 3.5.
Okay.
And I don't know how much he's done of 3, but he's already into 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out and made an announcement saying he's not going to do 4 or 5. Somebody else will pick up the baton. I don't know if it'll still be alive. I don't know. What do you think from what you've seen so far? It looks pretty spectacular.
I'm super excited to see it. And, you know, of course, I have pretty easy access to the Avatar attraction down here in Florida. So,
and they're shooting scenes for it. New
Yeah.
scenes for the ride.
Yeah, what I've seen looks good. So,
Yeah.
you know,
But it was kind of like, you know, it was kind of like arrogant of him to like, you know, blah, blah, blah.
well, just don't say anything. I mean, people will make up their mind.
Right.
Regardless of what he says, I'm going to make up my mind if I want to see it or not, you know?
Right. And if I got to
So-
take a leak, I'm going to miss part of the movie.
You know, it's been 13 years. So I'm probably going to want to see it regardless how long it is.
Yeah.
I'll just use that app that tells me when it's appropriate to go take a, you know, and then I'll come back.
Oh, there is an app like
There's
that?
there's an app. I don't know the name of it. I'm sure one of our listeners knows and they can put it in
And
the
what does it
comments,
say?
but
Takealeak.com
It just
or
it just
something?
basically tells you all the different scenes. It'll let you know like now's a good time to go to the restroom
Oh, I didn't know that.
because you're not going to miss any real action or
Hmm.
you know heavy parts of the story or whatever. So
Yeah.
okay, so I'm looking at the show notes and I see I put on here, I was going to tell you that, well, I have since told you that I started playing Rock Band,
Right.
which is a little bit of a blast from the past because the newest Rock Band, which I think is Rock Band 4, because I just bought it, is like 2016. It's like 6 years old. And then I noticed right underneath this on the notes, you must have put price of video games. What the F?
Yeah.
Because I dropped a good $60 on this Rock Band game.
Is this the one with the microphone?
Yeah, this was
or-
the singing one. Yeah.
I have a couple of versions. I honestly played it maybe once or twice.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
And I wasn't very good at it. Yeah, so I didn't
It's
really
a
have,
drinking game on Oh Brother, folks. Every time you hear the thunderclap,
yeah, take a drink.
take a shot.
Um, but yeah, but like we just bought Lego, which is a fun
Mhm.
game.
Yeah.
But to get all the DLC, it costs $75 for
Yeah.
Lego.
Right.
And of course, like 2 weeks later, it's $47. But the other one, so I'm looking at my PS5, right? I have the PS5 and I have the Xbox Series X, the newest editions. I don't play them at all. There's hardly any good games
Hmm.
for either one. I don't play Call of Duty, so I'm really not into that. I spend all my time playing the Switch.
You mentioned the Switch. Guess what?
Yeah,
This I forgot to tell you.
yeah.
But before we jumped into Rock Band, we actually played Mario Kart on the Switch,
Oh, right.
which I'd never played before.
Oh, and this is number 8.
I'd never played Mario Kart, so that was it was a lot of fun. But it was just those joysticks are way too small. I'm not a big fan of the Switch
Well, to
joystick.
play Mario Kart, you have to like use half a stick.
Right? It's weird.
It's not the greatest.
It's a little
If
strange.
you can use like a regular, they have a pro stick.
Okay.
It's just like you're used to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you would have had more fun if you had that stick. But so I'm going through PS5 games. Hey, what can I pick up so I'll finally use this? I use it as a 4K player, but for crying
Yeah.
out loud, I expected to play games. The games are starting at $99 now. And then
Yeah.
there's
Well,
DLC on top
that's
of
like the
that.
deluxe bundles, and because look, I'm facing that now for the next Call of Duty, which
Yeah,
is
what
Modern
what is called?
Warfare
I wanted to
coming.
ask that. How
The
much?
modern, well, it's usually the two levels. You get the kind of basic, which is like $60, and then you can pay $100 for the kitchen sink and get everything
Right.
if you want. And I probably won't. I usually just get the base model.
See,
That's
I'm
all I need.
usually
I just
one
want
of
the
those ones.
multiplayer. Give me the.
I want to beat everything. That's kind of how I am.
Yeah.
But
It's just.
I just went online to pre-order. There's a game called Mario Rabbids, and it's coming out next. No, I think that one's not till October. And
Grown men,
I'm a big
folks. Grown men here, folks.
I'm a big Splatoon fan. Splatoon
Yes.
3 is coming.
Yes.
I can't wait for that. That's my
Yeah.
Call of Duty. That's as close as I'll get to Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right, and it's not even in the ballpark.
the prices with the DLC are like $99.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, the
lot.
systems are what? You can get a system for $200.
Yeah.
Just seems crazy to me. It's getting out of whack.
I love
You
how
remem-
like there were people, trampling each other to get a PS5, and you're like, yeah,
Right.
right. I hardly ever use it.
I know.
That's going to be popular with the video game listeners.
I know. And I'm looking to my left. I have another the same Xbox you have, only the black one.
Yeah.
It's what, Xbox One or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have that just as a 4K player. It was cheaper at the time to buy that.
You just mentioned 4K, so there's a good segue into your top 5 Blu-ray 4K UHD. What is it?
Yeah, I wrote that because I did a blog of my top 5 Blu-ray, and it's since changed a bit. And
yeah, I knew your top 5 better than you do it.
I know. I was like, what is my top 5? And you
I just rambled them
this,
off.
This.
And my own 5.
But the new top 5, because I'm not going to write a blog, 2001, you got to have it. And you got to have the 2K, I mean, the 4K.
The 2K. Yeah, 2K.
The Godfather box set is a must.
Mm-hmm.
And they said in the extras, they said, this is it. It's not going to get better than this. There's 8K TVs out now.
Yeah. We absolutely won't quadruple dip, folks.
Right. They're saying there's nothing they can do. That's it. They've reached the the end of technology as far as the Godfather shooting and what they have.
Right.
So that box, mostly for the extras. Everybody's seen the movies, but extras are awesome. Double Indemnity I watched this week. It just came out this week in 4K.
Can we
It's a
put that to bed
3-disc
now?
set. What's that?
Can we put that to bed now?
Yeah, I have like 4 of them.
Jesus.
And I was looking through like
Every
okay,
other day
what's-
you're watching Double Indemnity.
what's different. And then For All Mankind.
Yeah, absolutely. That one I can
It's-
get behind.
It's like being in outer space. And now I also have Raging Bull coming next week.
Okay.
And so that's maybe going to make the list. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
The Criterion collection thing is really kind of annoying me. It's just, it's so, what are you showing now?
I watched this last night.
Oh, this is Clint Eastwood. What is it? Which one?
A Fistful of Dollars.
Little Dollars, right. Yeah,
And I
that's
gotta
from
ask
the
you-
that's from the well-known Dollars trilogy.
And I want to we'll end on this because I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Well,
This
I have
is the
something else I
4.
want to ask you about, so we're not going to
Okay,
end on that.
but this
go
is
ahead.
the 4K. Okay, brand new,
Yeah.
just came out.
Okay.
Tons of extras that I love, and some new scenes in there. Now, do you were the famous scene they used it in Back to the Future, where he shoots him for the heart. You got to go for the heart, and then he pulls his poncho off,
Mhm.
and he's got the hunk of metal.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know if this was, I think this was an added scene. Did they show, do you remember, did they show him making that piece? Okay, so now they do. And you see him like carving,
I don't recall that in the original release. Yeah.
And they also, this is like from nowhere, nobody's got it. They found a guy that had a Betamax copy that he got in Italy to get this. There's a 7-minute intro with Harry Dean Stanton.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
And Clint wouldn't do it. They were ready. It was 1977. They were ready to put it on TV. And they said there's too much murder without any moral reason for the murders. So they shot this scene. The Clint Eastwood guy they got is shorter than me. It's so silly. The poncho is literally dragging on the ground. And they show just the back of his head. And when Harry Dean Stanton asks him a question, all you see is the lid of his head go up and down. It's so stupid. And they had the guy that actually wrote and directed it say, I didn't think this would ever get seen. And he's right, but it's hilarious to see stuff like that. I love stuff like that. So that was my ending thing, was to ask that question about the metal piece. So, but you had a question, you said.
No, I was just going to comment about the Criterion collection. Like I follow them on Instagram, and it's like, I said this to you before, but it's getting so watered down, in my opinion. Every Shaft deserves a Criterion collection. Like,
Yeah,
what
but
does it even mean anymore?
think of the early days. Do you remember the first Criterion I got? The first couple?
No.
The Rock.
Oh, yes. Yeah, right.
And RoboCop.
Okay, but RoboCop respectable,
Yeah, but
Peter
that's
Weller,
not
come on.
Criterion collection
I don't
stuff.
know.
But
All right.
I think it's just the opposite. I'm seeing a lot of like Akira Kurosawa. His films are all on it. John Cassavetes.
Okay, I would expect that. Yeah,
Right.
but not Shaft.
No,
Anyway,
I
So
agree.
what is this comedy show that you were?
Oh,
I don't remember. This is some story you had made a note about that you were writing.
yeah.
comedy
You don't
show?
remember because you came with me to one of the writing sessions.
Where? When?
It was a show
Fresh-
called, and I named it. It was called "Don't Quit Your Day Job." You don't remember? Because one episode
Well, keep
aired.
talking, and I might.
We went to some office in La Jolla and all the writers. There was only 4 cast
I
members.
was never there.
You came with me.
I was
I
never
know
in
you-
La Jolla. We were never in
no,
California
It must have been
together.
no. It was. Wait a second. No, it
I've
was in
never-
Orlando because I
Oh.
was doing stand up at.
It
the
was-
time.
Yeah, it was like Steam right.
Right.
I was 17. Maybe I was 1.
Yeah, but you were with me because we got there. It was supposed to be a writing session. There's 20 guys. You're sitting next to me,
Don't remember this at all.
and I had 3 sketches written.
Yeah.
Nobody had anything. So they started talking, and next thing you know, somebody goes, "Well, I've got a thing of Kids in the Hall. And why don't we read that?" And I'm like, "What?"
What, to like get inspired?
Yeah. And I literally, I'm sitting next to you, and I had my 3 my 3 sketches all made it to air.
Mm-hmm.
And when there was only 1 show. But it's a much longer story, but I don't have time to really tell it. The only one
We don't
little
have time to hear it either.
Yeah. We read Kids in the Hall, and that was it. And it was a good time had by all.
and that young show turned out to be the Seinfeld Chronicles.
And I told you, they brought back
Good
Kids in the
Lord.
Hall.
Oh my god!
The first
All
2
right.
episodes.
Wow.
Not good. Not
Yeah.
good.
Probably should have rearranged the show notes and put that right up at the top so we didn't have to end on that snooze
You know,
fest.
that was really like a side note if we ran out of time.
It
I
should
didn't
have stayed a
expect-
side
I didn't
note.
expect to get
Yeah.
to
I
it.
wish we ran out of time already.
Yeah.
Well,
In
and now we
fact-
are out of time. Yeah. So again, for those of you that are not currently following us, make sure you do go out to the official website of the Oh Brother Podcast, which is OHB as in brother podcast.com. Follow us on Instagram at OHB Podcast. We're on all podcast platforms. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like our videos out there. That really help get the show out to more and more people.
Dan's getting ready to go to the West Coast.
That's right. So we might
Gonna
be doing a show from the West Coast.
Right. Some serious celebrity
Yeah.
interviews.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
All right.
Well, all right. It's been another episode of the Oh Brother Podcast. I've been your host, Dan Smith. Alongside me, as always, my brother from the same mother, Mike Smith. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone. It's this one.